What's going on, folks? Welcome back to Table Smashers. Again, I am with my main man, Todd, the one and the only, my boy. You know, this guy's my boy, man. Um, we have become family through the Bills, through the Buffalo Bills, and here we are again, bring you another episode of Table Smashers as the Buffalo Bills go into Mile High to face the Denver Broncos in a game in which, Todd, I'll be completely honest with you, the Denver Broncos, although we don't face them too much, right? The Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills will be attached at the hip for as long as Josh Allen is a Buffalo Bill. Because as you know, back in that 2018 draft, John Elway had a chance.
Yep.
John Elway and the Denver Broncos had a chance to draft none other but our boy Josh Allen with the fifth overall pick, and
Yep.
he did not. He passed up on him, and he drafted Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb, the stud as well. But hey, listen, Josh Allen is 101. So this is a team again that, like I said, Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills, for as long as Josh Allen is playing in the National Football League, this is a team that will be connected to the Buffalo Bills throughout that duration. Listen, this team is very good. As I get into this, I like to say this. The Denver Broncos have won 13 of the last 14 games. Their last loss came to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This team has the second. If last week wasn't bad enough, right? In facing the number one run defense, this week we face the number two run defense in the Denver Broncos.
Saw that.
Aside from that, this team gets after the quarterback, man. They're not afraid of blitz, and they do it often. This team has
Mm.
68 sacks on the year. So again, this is a team that's aggressive. This is a team that is led by some good leadership, and this is a team again. They're not afraid to go after the quarterback. And we nursing a hurt Josh Allen, and this team is going to throw everything at him. Again, this team has 68 sacks on on the season.
Wow.
So yeah, they get busy, man. Them boys get
Wow.
busy over there.
That's a lot of sacks. I know their defense is excellent. I did look up to see where I looked up the stats to see where they were with the rushing defense. And yeah, they're second in the league. I think they allow 90 yards a game, whereas Jacksonville was around 81-ish. So that's 10 extra yards. We need James Cook, who actually did really well against them in the playoffs last year. And they had a good defense last year too. We need James Cook to just open up the run game for us to help with the play action and all the things that come with that. This is like a new team for us. This this week we got some familiar faces back. We lost some guys, obviously, in the Jacksonville game that we thought we were going to miss, but maybe we won't miss them as much. I like the fact that Curtis Samuel is coming back. Uh, he hasn't done anything this year, but he's had a couple moments with us. He's familiar with the offense. He's fast. He can catch the ball. He's multifaceted. Maybe we can run some trick plays with him. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a factor, but it's not going to hurt having him on the field. Um, but Ed Oliver coming back could be huge for us on the defensive side. Even if he's only playing 15 to 20 snaps, they rotate him in and he's effective. That's obviously gonna open up a lot for the defense. I know I was more nervous about the Jaguars, but this is also a game where we're gonna have a big test in front of us. I mean, the Broncos, like you said, have had an excellent season, and I will give them the edge uh, with their head coach compared to the Jacksonville head coach. Liam Cohen's a really good play caller. He's a young coach, but Sean Payton is a excellent play caller, and
And
he has seen everything. And he is going to He's going to dissect this Bills defense, and he's already done it. He's had 2 weeks to do it, really. He's going to dissect this defense and try his best to attack our weaknesses, which is going to be the run game. I don't think our RJ Harvey is that big of a threat, but he can be because he can catch the ball as well. So they're going to try to run it down our throat, but I won't be surprised if he throws some trickery at us too. He's known for that. He's an excellent play caller, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, we have Josh, and as long as we have him, we have a chance.
definitely is. Last year when we beat them, we kind of beat the brakes off them. One of the things that he mentioned was he said, I would love to have this game in Denver. And
Hmm.
sure enough, a year later, he manifested it, and that's what it is. We going to Denver, and he got the game that he wanted. He's a very aggressive coach. This is a coach
Hmm.
that is not afraid. Not only is he knowledgeable, but he's not afraid to get out there and start experimenting with it, man, going a little crazy and throwing things at you that you've never seen before.
Hmm.
Touching on that, as far as his defense goes, these guys are, again, phenomenal. They're gonna be well coached. They're gonna be well prepped. Buffalo Bills, like I said, they got they hands full with this team. I like this matchup a little better than I like the one in Jacksonville. To be quite honest with you,
Yeah.
but I think, like I said, the Buffalo Bills definitely got their hands full with it, with this Denver Broncos team.
Yeah. I I do. It's weird. As much as I've been on him all year, and I don't even know if he'll be back with the team unless this can be a game where he shows why they picked him first in the second round. And I think Keon, I just have this feeling that Keon's actually going to have a good game. I don't know why. I hope I'm right. I have a feeling. And when I say good game, I'm going to say 4 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. That's what's in my head right now with Keon Coleman. We don't have any other choice. Um, we have Shakir, we have Cooks. If they're able to shut those two guys down, it's going to be up to Keon to do something. And obviously, we have the tight end threat. Kincaid's still going to be a threat as long as he's upright and healthy. But I just feel like Keon might have this breakout game where he's going to show us as an organization, like, keep me around because I can do this. What do you think about that?
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, I think he's gonna have a good game tomorrow as well, but I'm expecting a little bit better than him. I hope we can get a little more than 50 yards out of him.
Okay.
Uh, I posted it earlier in the week, but I think if there's ever a time for Keon, like you said, to turn his narrative around and let guys know, listen, I'm pretty much serious about being in the NFL. I'm serious about playing. Tomorrow is the day to do it. We're
Yeah.
dealing with, as you know, we've taken a drastic hit in the wide receiver room. So
Big
if
time.
there's ever a time for Keon Coleman to step up, it is now.
This is it.
It is definitely now. As far as the Bills defense goes, touching back on that right before we jump into Keon and into the offense, I'm gonna tell you something. If you look, Bo Nix, he's not he's kind of inconsistent, right? But if you look at
Yeah.
his numbers aren't too far from Josh Allen.
All
And
right.
aside from that, he's had five fourth quarter comebacks and seven winning drives
Yeah.
this year. He has,
Yeah.
and the reason I'm bringing that up is because I wanted to touch on what you touched on as far as Ed Oliver goes.
Yeah.
Because Bo Nix, one thing that he's very good at is not getting sacked. He
Yeah.
prevents the sack. I think he's one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league. I don't have the exact number, but by far he's top one or two as far as being sacked. One thing that Oliver is going to provide is being able to push that pocket in the middle where
Yeah.
he can now free up like a Gregory Rousseau or someone like that. So
Or
that's pretty
Bosa. Yeah.
right, or Bosa, which now that opened it up because that's
Yeah.
one thing the Buffalo Bills have been lacking is
Yeah.
pretty much being able to apply that pressure up the middle to where now a quarterback is forced to kind of roll out to either which end and surprise you be met by someone there. So
Yeah.
that's what I feel about the defense as far as that goes. Anything you want to say about the defense?
Yeah. I don't have a problem with DeMar Hamlin being healthy because I think he's going to be on the field. I feel like these guys that were elevated, I feel like they're going to help us. It's weird. Like Ed Oliver obviously can only help us on the defensive line. He's a proven Pro Bowler or whatever. But I feel like Curtis is going to help us. Maybe it's because we have no other choice. And I also feel like DeMar Hamlin's going to help us just because he's so familiar with the defense. He's not the greatest safety in the world, but he's serviceable and he's healthy and he hasn't been beat up all year because he hasn't played. So it's like fresh legs, you know what I mean, coming on the field for us. I like the fact that they're elevating these guys, and part of it's necessity, but part of it is, I feel like they're going to do something. It might be just a couple plays, but as far as the defense, yeah, I mean, Poyer being out hurts, but Damar Hamlin, and then another week for Hancock to get some development, with McDermott, going over plays and all that stuff. I think it's just a good solid week of practice for him, and I think he'll be a little more effective than he was last week when they threw him out there and he just kind of got beat up a little bit. So I think Kobish will be fine. Our linebackers will be good. Ed Oliver's going to help. I think we're going to be all right. I wish we could have Max Hairston out there, but we can't. So it's going to be Hamlin at the safety, and then I think Dane Jackson might come in, and Cam Lewis will be around as well. So, offensively, the Broncos have Sutton, Nix,
Hmm.
Ingram's a solid tight end. He gets the ball thrown to him. And they got the kid Franklin, good receiver,
Yeah.
and they got RJ Harvey, who's a dual threat. So,
You also can't forget about Marvin Mims, who
yes, that's
uh
right.
Bo Nix has targeted 19 times this year, as well as they got also Pat Bryant over there with 33 targets on the year.
Okay.
So if you're looking at Bo Nix targets, right? Bo
Yeah.
Nix, his main guy, without question,
Right.
his main guy is obviously
Sutton.
it's Sutton, right?
Yeah.
His main guy, his Sutton with 59 targets.
Yep.
That's his main guy, followed by Troy Franklin with 40. Then you follow that by Pat Bryant with 33, Marvin Mims 19, and then his tight end 36, Evan Ingram.
Yep.
And he also goes to his backs a few times. But
Yep.
they got some playmakers over there, but it's
They
not
do.
nothing that the Buffalo Bills can't stop. And again, one
Right.
thing that Bo Nix has been is inconsistent.
Right.
And the Denver Broncos offense has been inconsistent as a whole.
They
Check this
don't
out.
score a lot.
No, they really don't. They haven't scored over 20 points in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Now, also check this out. They have pretty much, just let me go through these numbers. Check this out.
Yeah.
They beat the New York Jets by 2 points. They
Yeah.
beat the Raiders by 3 points. They beat the Giants by 1 point, and they beat the Commanders by 1 point as well in overtime. So again,
Yeah.
this is a team that's pretty much being held by their defense, man. And their
Yes.
defense is phenomenal. We're gonna give them that. But the
Yes.
offense is an offense that, again, if we can find a way to score on their defense and pretty much put them in a position where they're playing from behind, and I'll say this, Brian Olaski said this earlier in the week. He said Bo Nix, and I went back and I watched like 3 games because, like I said, they ain't doing much scoring, right? But
Right.
Bo Nix does play very well, like when he's almost like in panic mode.
Right.
Like he does play very well under those conditions. So, but if the Buffalo Bills can put them in that type of state and just apply pressure on them and keep them under constant duress, listen, the Buffalo Bills should be able to win this game. Like I said, I feel a lot more comfortable this week than I did last week. And I still feel, I feel great. I think Buffalo Bills are going to pull away with a win. I think Buffalo Bills are going to go into Mile High, and they're going to pull off a win.
I feel confident too. And I don't like. I usually don't say that. You know what I mean? Unless we're playing the Jets in the regular season. You know what I mean? Like every game, I get nervous. I feel good about this team. I mean, man, we are we are running on fumes when it comes to like players and personnel. Like our injury list is so big. Um, but because of Josh and honestly, because of McDermott and how he creates defensive schemes to fool people. He's really good at that. He doesn't get enough credit about his ability to create a defensive plan that can outsmart offenses. He's excellent at it. And he's doing his work and he did his work this week. Um, and he's going to scheme something up where he sets something up at the line and then the defense changes itself. It's like a chameleon and then it confuses
Mhm.
people. And he did it last week with Trevor against Trevor Lawrence. And
Yes.
he does it all the time and he doesn't get credit for that, having that defensive mind, but he does have it. And he's proven it because we're always in these games with a defense that is not even close to as talented as most of the defenses that we play. So,
Yeah, definitely. What he shows you pre-snap is different than what
yep,
you get when the ball snaps.
yep,
But he's known for that, and like you said, and like you said, he doesn't get enough credit for it.
he doesn't.
This is definitely Sean against Sean. One
Yeah,
Sean is defense, which is our guy, and this
yeah,
Sean is offense.
yeah.
They great on the offensive side of the ball as far as their head coach goes, Sean. Our Sean is great on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be a chess matchup. And a lot of it's going to come down to what Joe Brady can do and what Joe Brady can establish. And
Yeah.
I'm going to touch on this. And it's almost like the same shit every week, but it is what it is, right? Again, the Denver Broncos have a very good pass rush. The Buffalo Bills are going to have to get the ball out quick. That's the way you beat a very good pass rush. You get the ball out quick, you run play action, and you also try to have some success running the ball. So James Cook, he ain't run too much last week. He almost had the week off. Hopefully, we can get him going this week. Secondly, as far as Josh Allen getting the ball out quick, hopefully that can mean James Cook is getting the ball out the backfield, whether it's via pass. Hopefully that's to get the tight ends going. Because as far as they tight ends go, they struggle with their tight ends as well. I got my notes here.
Do they?
The Denver Broncos have allowed 95 catches for 1,015 yards and 6 touchdowns to tight ends this year.
No, that's worse than the Jags. See that
The- the-
I love when you pull these stats out, man, because
so
that's
yeah,
a great stat. That's a great stat that man Brady's got to exploit that. You know,
absolutely.
he didn't come out with that right away. He kind of I don't know, and like we said, maybe he waited till the end of the game or second half of the game to kind of exploit that. But man, Kincaid should have a game then, and Knox and Hawes.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Another thing he can do, and let me get your opinion on this. I think this is something that if I was Joe Brady, I would definitely look into. I would look to run a lot of jumbo packages, and I'll be honest. Even if I had to kind of put in Alec Anderson a lot this week
Yeah,
as that sixth lineman as
yeah,
extra protection to Josh. Like I love Jackson Halls, but
yeah,
he's 250 something pounds.
yeah,
As far as Alec Anderson goes, guy's 3 something. I think he's like
yeah,
305,
yeah,
right? So if I gotta protect Josh Allen a little bit more with this excellent pass rush that the Denver Broncos got, I'm gonna throw in Alec Anderson in there. And again, now I have that extra lineman, so to speak, quote unquote. And listen, have at it. He only played 22 snaps last week. So
yeah,
again, he's fresh also. So
yeah,
again, get the ball to the tight ends, get the ball to the you gotta get the ball out fast, man. Because
yeah.
again, Benito and the rest of these Denver Broncos, that pass rush, they get at you and they get at you fast, man. And we already know Josh Allen's already playing hurt.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
the other thing. I worry a little bit about that. I don't know how effective he can be with the foot and the knee running the ball. He's going to have to run at some point. We know this. He's not going to run like he normally does or has in the playoffs because I don't think he can. You know, if he needs 5, 6 yards, that's one thing. But is he going to break off a 25-yard run? On a designed play for him. No, I don't think he's going to do that. He's going to get the tush pushes for the first downs. That's fine. That's not even really yardage. Um, so I worried a little about that. Yeah, the pass rush is that Denver has is exceptional. So yeah, getting the ball out quick, and if we're in a jumbo package and we can get James Cook going, that's just that opens everything up. You know,
oh
that's a key this week is getting James Cook to as close to 100 yards as we can and a touchdown or two. Um, that's us. I mean, that's what we need to do. You know, and if they're able to shut Cook down, it's gonna be just like last week. You know, it's gonna come
mhm.
down to Josh and just making those nice plays that he did. But I don't know if you can do that every week.
Yeah. I don't, right? And you don't want to live in that space either. You don't
No.
want to live in that space where you force him to kind of do that every week.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady, they first down is crucial. You have to pick up 3 to 4 yards on first down. So when you get second down, you're dealing with second and medium. You're dealing with, let's say, a second and four,
Hmm.
or a second and six. You get another, let's say you pick up another 3 to 4 yards. Now third down, you're living in a good space. If the
Absolutely.
if the Buffalo Bills find themselves third and long, it's going to be a very long day for us.
Gonna be a
Because
tough day.
absolutely, because we know they have a very good run defense. They also have
Yeah.
a very good defense overall.
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain is an island in itself. So whoever, for the most part, whoever he guards, you can almost eliminate that man. So that gives the Denver Broncos so many more options because you ain't got to account for one guy because that one guy got him on lock, so to speak. So
I wonder who they'll have Sertan on. I mean, who's really our number one? We don't have one. Sometimes that might be even be good in this case.
I was gonna say that. That's actually a
You know?
plus.
Yeah.
That's that's actually a plus that we don't have a number one because again, who you put him on?
I don't know. Shakir's a slot receiver. I guess you could put him on Shakir, but that opens up Cook and Keon. Keon's going to be a huge factor in this game. Excuse me, in this game. He just is.
Yeah, yeah, he really is.
He
He
is.
he really is. And again, like being that the Buffalo Bills do not have a number one, if the Buffalo Bills can get going, and again, like I said, spread the ball out
Yeah.
and really keep the Denver Broncos off balance,
Yeah.
this this Buffalo Bills offense is designed for this type of defense, which has a
Yes.
lockdown corner
Yes.
who relies on putting them on your A guy. Like let's say we had Steph, for example, like back in the day, they would
Sure.
have threw him on Steph and then they game plan around everything else.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now hey, that's up in the grass. You hit the nail right on the head, man.
Yeah.
This is actually a good thing.
Yeah, it may be. Kincaid's an X factor. And those tight end numbers, 95 catches for 1,015 yards. How many touchdowns did they let up? Tight
Six.
end? Six?
Six. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. That Jacksonville was eight. And they gave one up to Kincaid last week. So, Kincaid and Keon, I think, are going to be very important. Kincaid's always important, but I think Keon's going to be really important this week. And we'll see. We'll see what Brady's doing. He's trying to get a head coaching job. So, he wants to showcase what he can do, and we haven't loved him this year. Um, we are where we are. I don't know if it's because of him, really. I think it's more just Josh and McDermott and Cook. I don't think it's up. I don't think it's been because Brady's scheming up these amazing plays. So maybe he will do something that'll surprise us this week. Like you said, a bit, more jumbo. What that was the one game they ran jumbo, and it just worked amazingly. Was it Pittsburgh maybe? And they just destroyed them.
Yeah, I think it was that game. It seemed like
Yeah, Cook
the
ran for 200, almost 200 yards, right? Or
yeah
was
the
that
Buffalo.
Carolina? I don't remember.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't
I don't
matter.
remember. Yeah, yeah. Pittsburgh sounded good. It sounded like it may have been them, but I definitely remember that there was a game that the Buffalo Bills ran a lot of jumbo, and it was like you
Steelers.
sat
Steelers.
back and you watched this game, and you was like, "Yo, we doing whatever the hell we want."
Yeah, it was the Steelers. I remember.
But what Josh Allen has to do, again, we spoke about Patrick Surtain and the way he has the capabilities just locking down whoever the man he's across. We have to find a way to find Josh Allen, whoever Riley Moss, which is Patrick Surtain's uh compadre, his
Yeah,
the Denver Broncos other
yeah,
cornerback. You have to that guy gets targeted a lot, and again, he why obviously you're across from Patrick Surtain. We have to find a way. Listen, keep Riley Moss busy. Listen, have this guy fatigue. Just keep find a way to keep throwing the ball in his way.
yeah,
Find a way to keep throwing the ball his way. Wear his ass out.
yeah.
Because again, if the Buffalo Bills can get the ball out quickly, the Buffalo Bills are gonna be more than all right, man.
I forgot to mention someone else that they elevated. Kendrick Wilkerson, the receiver?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I remember, was it preseason? The kid made some nice catches.
Absolutely. That's
Okay,
exactly what it
so
was.
he
Mhm.
could be he could be a sneaky guy that gets a couple first downs for us too, or a deep threat. I don't remember how fast he is, but I remember him making some plays in the preseason. I do remember that.
Yeah, yeah, he did. That you million percent correct on that.
Yeah,
Yes, he did. I'm gonna tell you, talk about elevations. I'm gonna tell you an elevation that kind of worries me, right? We're so happy to get Ed Oliver back, and we're so happy to get who the hell's the other guy we got back?
Curtis
Shit.
Samuel.
Curtis Samuel back, right?
Yeah,
That the Buffalo Bills elevating Frank Gore can possibly mean that there's not gonna be no Ty Johnson.
yeah. No, I don't think there is.
So
Yeah,
I'm not crazy about that. We as
yeah,
fans, we excited to have Ed Oliver back and Curtis Samuel. I think the thing like you said about Curtis Samuel is just more about listen, we got another receiver out there.
yeah, yeah.
But no Ty Johnson kind of bothers me, man. Like I said, I really like that guy. That guy's a bruiser.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we can get to next week, I think he'll play. But this week doesn't look good. He had I think it was the playoff game against the Broncos last year. He actually played really well. So yeah, I think we're going to miss him. Yeah, Frank Gore's just in case we need him. He's not going to do much. It's going to be Ray Davis and Cook. Um, I don't think they're going to really because work on getting Frank Gore involved. He's just more for security, backup purposes. But Wilkerson might get a couple plays thrown at him. They're going to have to. I mean, there might be a point where they have to go a five receiver set. I don't know. I don't see why there wouldn't be a situation like that. So
Yeah.
well, maybe he'll get some catches.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I could definitely see him getting some burn in there. Everything, anything goes, man. We speak about this all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah,
Anything goes, especially
yeah,
going against a Denver Broncos team who defense is
yeah,
fucking excellent, man.
yeah,
They very stingy on third down conversions.
yeah.
They only allowed third down conversions about 34% of the time. Even in the red zone,
They're
they
good in
even
the red zone,
yeah, about 43%.
which is not which is
So
excellent as a defense. But
a-
yeah,
absolutely. So
yeah,
third down conversions is gonna be a biggie. Um, red zone appearances is gonna be a biggie. So get them all involved, man.
yeah.
Throw jumbo,
Yeah.
throw different type of receiver sets out there. Just
Yeah.
get them all involved because
Mix it up. We're at the point of the year where anything, like you said, anything goes. Pull out all the tricks, not trick plays, but just pull out all the plays that you got, and let's do it. And special teams is going to be important. It always is, and the turnover battle. If we can get one extra turnover than they do, or get those two turnovers that I like to get every game, if you can get two turnovers, you can win the game. Last week it was interceptions. Maybe this week it's fumbles. I don't know, but looking for Milano to stay healthy and still play well. Shaq Thompson, of course. Dorian Williams. I think our defense is going to be okay. I'm not stressing over the defense too much because I don't think they're going to. Even if they run for 120 yards, I think it's going to be okay because we'll be able to keep them at their 23 points a game. We're just going to have to score more than they do. Can we score 26 points? Yeah, we can do that. Can we win,
absolutely,
26, 23? That sounds good to me. I don't care how we win, just win.
absolutely. What's your take on as far as us going over there and being 5,280 feet above sea level? What's your
I
take on
know.
that? I'm gonna tell you something. Sean Payton, I mean, it's not Sean Payton's idea, obviously, but the Denver Broncos organization, they actually have that outside of the opposing team's locker room. You are 5,280 feet above sea level. I guess they kind of want to embed that. You think our boys will be
Sure.
gassed? Hey, it's a good thing Josh Allen went to Wyoming.
That helps. I mean, and they haven't played there this year. So they're just, I don't know how I don't know if they're probably there. Well, yeah, they're there already. So they've been outside practicing for at least a day or so. Um, I don't know if it affects. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I mean, the air is definitely thin. I know the weather's gonna be okay. It's gonna be, I think, 40 degrees. Maybe I think is what it was gonna be.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think something like that. I think it was supposed to be 50, but about game time,
okay.
it's supposed to probably
Okay.
be out 40 or something like that. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
So
It's ballpark.
yeah. So we'll find out. Are they gonna be gassed? I mean, one thing that McDermott does is he rotates guys on defense. That's his thing. I mean, we've always rotated guys in and out. Constantly. So that's gonna help. As far as the defense is concerned. Offensively, I don't think it'll affect us too much. It's more the defense that gets winded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. To me, man, a million percent. Our O line is a lot bigger than they D line.
Yes, it is.
So that can work against you. That can work
Yeah,
for you. Hopefully we more maulers and we can slow them down and they not slippery and pretty much getting by and so forth like that a lot faster than us. So,
right.
but hopefully we can wear them down, man. Hopefully we can wear them down.
Who's their kicker? Is it still McManus? Who's their
I'm
kicker?
not. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't, I
Yeah.
don't, they, I don't think they have an all-world kicker. I haven't really. I haven't really paid attention,
No,
but
I actually think their kicker is pretty good. I looked it up.
is it McManus? The same.
Uh,
He's been there for a while. If it's him, but I don't remember. It's okay. Um,
Listen, here's another thing that could work for our favor. Honestly
so-
speaking, they play because you know Sean Payne's a nut. Like I said, he's a guy who's pretty much he's gonna leave it all out on the field for his
oh
team.
yeah, oh yeah,
He's a head coach that again he's gonna let his players listen. He's gonna throw everything at you as
right.
far as head coaching goes. But another good thing that works for us, and Josh Allen is kind of great at getting this done. They the most penalized defense in the National Football League. They are very hands-on. They are a very physical team, and
Okay,
it works against them.
okay,
And again, so I would challenge the ref to go ahead and throw his flags again, like I told you, especially against Riley Moss. Like I
yeah,
said, Riley Moss, I will work him. Listen, I will work Riley Moss.
yeah,
He'll leave that game tomorrow with IV by the time I'm
yeah.
done with him.
Maybe that's just trying to hit some deep balls and get him stretched out a little, or just I don't know, having Kincaid work him a little bit because he's just a bigger guy and just one of those deals. We'll see. I'm excited. I mean, I just wanted the season to keep going. Let's get to the AFC Championship game, man. I mean, if we can get to the AFC Championship game, I'm telling you, we can beat the Patriots or the Texans. We can do it. I'm not
Uh,
stressing over that too much.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think the Buffalo Bills got the team to do it. Like I said, I think they I think this personnel actually kind of works in their favor. Even like a with a Pat Surtain. Listen,
yeah,
you got Curtis Samuel coming back. You got Brandon Cooks. If you got to run one of them, and listen, just be a burner, man. Just get this guy away from the play.
yeah,
If you got to use them to just get him away from the play and
yeah.
work the middle of the field with your tight ends
Absolutely.
or with James Cook and everything, then that's what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
If the Buffalo Bills work the right game plan, like I said, I don't see a problem with us getting to the AFC Championship game, and
Yeah,
I don't see a problem with us getting to the bowl. But the Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady, have to work the right game plan.
they have to, man. They do, and that's and that's the $1 million question. Can they outsmart that awesome defense? And that's just going to take willpower, execution. If you could run the same running play like they did that one game, I think it was Pittsburgh. They ran the same play over. Yeah, it was. That was the
Yeah,
game. They mauled the
yeah.
Steelers, and Cook had
That's the
200
most.
yards. Yeah,
That's the
and
most rushing yards Pittsburgh had given up at home ever.
exactly. And they just kept running the same play. That was
Hmm.
mano a mano execution. So it doesn't matter about what play you call. It's just the execution of it, really. Uh, so let's hope that it works. Um, Got to wait all day for the game. It's the first game on the dock, and
Yeah.
we're either going to really enjoy the rest of the games or we're going to have a rough weekend, and that's what sucks too. That's what I hate too. I want to kick back and enjoy that 15 below zero Rams Bears game. I can't wait for that game.
I said the same exact thing, man. I said, listen, this is either gonna be great or it's just gonna be like, oh
Right,
shit.
right.
Because again, we can't, hey, here's the good thing though. The Buffalo Bills win tomorrow's game. You know, we coming off short rest. These boys over there, the Denver Broncos, they've been waiting on us. You know what I mean? They've had a week and some change off. The
Yeah,
Buffalo Bills coming off 6 day rest. Hey,
yeah.
if they can sit up there and win this game tomorrow, they get an extra day's rest.
Yes.
Because the next game will be Sunday, you
Sunday.
know,
There's Sunday. Yeah,
Friday.
Sunday slot. Yep.
So hey, listen, you know, we put ourselves in this position, so it's something we got to fight ourselves out, and it ain't nothing the Buffalo Bills can't handle. But you're right, man. If the Buffalo Bills win this game tomorrow, the rest of the weekend is coasting, man. It's
It's
just you
gonna be
sit back.
beautiful.
Oh man, is it ever? Forget about it. Phenomenal.
That's what you want.
Absolutely. And then more importantly, we get to watch the Pats game on Sunday. You get to watch that, get to enjoy it. And that's it.
Yeah.
Them boys got their hands full over there too.
Yeah, well, it's good. That's going to be a really interesting game. Nico Collins is out, but so is
Yeah.
Gonzalez for the Pats. Their
Is
top
it
corner.
is he out really? Because
He was. They were talking about it because he was in concussion protocol too. I thought.
but last I heard this morning when I read,
Okay.
he was out of a red contact jersey.
Okay. So maybe he's going to
So
play.
yeah, so I don't know,
Yeah.
but I did get wind that Nico is ain't
Yeah.
gonna play.
That's huge. Um, I I feel like the Texans are going to steal. I feel like the Texans are going to steal this one. I really do.
I, I would agree with that. The only thing that
Uh
worries me is maybe the weather, but
yeah, yeah. But defenses don't really. It doesn't matter on defense.
right, the defense, you don't really care about that shit.
No.
You just pin your ears back and go get
Yeah,
them.
yeah. And I feel like they're gonna take this from the Pats. I just have this feeling, and if we can get past the Broncos, we're gonna be going to Houston. And you know what? We can beat Houston in Houston. I don't care what anybody says. We can beat them.
Yeah, like I, like I said, the goal is to protect Josh Allen as much as possible. We got the components where we can do it. We got pass catching running backs.
Yeah,
We got great tight ends. Josh Allen should have no problem being able to get the ball off quick and
yeah,
out his hands fast. So we got what it takes to beat some of these defenses, man.
yeah,
And because a lot right now at this point, at least in the AFC, I mean, well, you can make the argument that the Patriots run a pretty good offense as well. But
yeah,
aside from that, if you're looking at the the Texans, and you're looking at the Broncos, those is defense-based teams, man.
yeah. I know. Yeah, and if you have the right offensive scheme or the right quarterback, you can break those top defenses down. They're not the '85 Bears. That defense doesn't exist anymore. It never probably will again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this playoff pool is definitely wide open for sure. And I
Mm-hmm.
just with Josh, like we said last week, he's laser focused. He's on a mission, and he's just trying to prove to everybody that he's worthy of being in the Super Bowl. And that's his mission. We know this as fans. We know this. Not everybody outside of Buffalo realizes it or knows it, but he's worthy of it. He's never lost a playoff game for us. It's never been because of him, and I feel like that's going to continue. So, you know, how the ball rolls, that's out of our control. It's out of his control. Let's just hope that everybody holds on to the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and that defense is nasty in Denver. So we need to hold on to the ball, and Josh can't throw any picks. We got to have a clean game, and we, we,
Mm-hmm.
we can win if we do.
Yep, I agree. And touching on what you touched on a little earlier, I think special teams will play a big role in as well.
Yeah.
Ray Davis give
Yeah.
us some good field position. That's the least amount of first downs we got to get.
Yeah.
And Matt Prater played there before, so he's
Yeah.
familiar. He's familiar with the field. He's familiar with
Yeah.
kicking
That's
there.
true. That's true.
So again,
How
the
the how the
Buffalo,
wind how the wind blows and all that stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
he has a lot of familiarity there, and so the Buffalo Bills have a lot going for them. Like I said, if the only thing I would say, obviously, you rather be home
Yeah,
and you not have to deal with the crowd and all the yelling and shit like that. But they should be all right, man. They they
they
they should
should,
be
and
all right.
it's kind of like being on the road and doing it this way. If we accomplish the goal, it's just going to make it that much sweeter for us as fans and as an organization, and for Josh and for McDermott and all the Buffalo Bills. Like winning on the road, 3 games against 3 really good teams. If we can get to the AFC Championship, it's going to be again against Houston or New England, and those are 2 really good teams. And yeah, there's no Mahomes, there's no Lamar, but we're facing we would be facing 3 really solid defenses for the most part. You know what I mean? On the
Yeah,
road.
I know
So
exactly what you mean.
yeah, and in stadiums where the fans give a shit. I mean, they love their Broncos, they love their Patriots. And Houston has a fan base. It's indoors. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy if that's the case. So, but just if we're able to do it on the road and get to the Super Bowl, it just makes the story that much better.
Yeah,
Honestly.
especially dealing with what we've gone through the last week as far
Yeah.
as our wide receiver room goes and so forth like that.
Yeah.
And you know, this is a year that supposedly Josh Allen's supposed to go because you don't have those big names or whatever have you, right?
Yeah.
But what a lot of people fail to realize is the reason those big names aren't in the playoffs is because of the people Josh Allen is facing right now.
That's right.
So so
Yeah.
they lost games to those guys.
Yeah.
So That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Secondly, people make the argument, oh, Josh Allen, he don't got no wide receivers. This Listen, he ain't got nobody to throw to, but we're not gonna make excuses for him. Again, at the end of the day, we know if if there was ever a time, Joe Brady, if you're listening, this goes out to Joe Brady. If there was ever a time for you to stand by your Madra, everybody eats mentality,
This is
now's
it.
the time to put your shit on display and let
That's
the
it.
world see that. Listen, yeah, we ain't have X amount of wide receivers. Yes, we ain't have this guy here. Yeah, we ain't have a top wide receiver, but everyone eats mentality and we get the job done with what we got. If there was
That's
ever
right.
a time to display that shit, it's right now.
It's right now. I mean, Josh completed passes to 9 different receivers. That's the everybody eats mentality. It's got to happen again. It's got to be 8, 7 to 9 different receivers, which it probably will be. I mean, there's not going to be one receiver that's going to have 10 catches. Kincaid's capable of having a 10 catch, 105-yard game and 2 touchdowns, but he hasn't done that. He's
Mm-hmm.
capable of it. Shakir could have another 10 catch game, but I
Yeah.
don't know if they're going to lock him down. So it's the other guys that got to step up. So yeah, Cook only had I think 1 catch last week, maybe 2. It wasn't for much yardage. Um, he's itching to have a good game because he was obviously wasn't thrilled with last week. So they can open up those running lanes and get Cook going, man. If we can get Cook going early, I love our chances. If we can just see him start breaking off runs early and putting that defense on their heels, that would be great.
I agree. Listen, he had the week off practically last week.
Yes,
There should be a lot of threat on those tires.
yes,
Hopefully, like you said, hopefully we can get the run game going and and just get him rolling some way somehow, man. Because that
somehow.
guy, when he gets out in the open field, he's a problem. He's very difficult to attack, and that's another thing the Denver Broncos are pretty good at doing. But they not
Tackling.
as good, right? But they not as good as the Jags. The Jags, once that first man gets you shit, you're pretty much done. He's holding you
Yeah,
up, and then everybody else is. But
yeah,
the Broncos, again, James Cook has to get to that second, third level. Put him in a position where he got open field, man, because he's definitely gonna make a few guys miss. He
yeah,
got great football instincts. Just put Joe Brady, please. Just put the
yeah,
Buffalo Bills in a situation and where they can go out there and play their best style of football, where we can keep this football game for us two-dimensional.
yeah,
Last week we had to lean on a certain style of football. If we can
yeah.
keep it two-dimensional some way, somehow, that'll be phenomenal. Um,
No doubt.
Todd, I know we gotta be mindful of the time. I know you gotta get ready to get out of here soon. But any final thoughts, man? Any final thoughts? Any game predictions? Anything you think that the Buffalo Bills must do to win?
I mean, must do. It's what we must do every week. Get Cook going. Not turn the ball over. And, Josh has to be responsible, I think, for 3 touchdowns, whether they're by himself running for 3 touchdowns, or throwing for 2, running for 1, running for 2, throwing for 1. I think he needs to be responsible for 3 touchdowns. And if that's the case, we will win the game. If he can do what he did last week, we'll win the game. I'm totally confident about that. I feel like it's going to be like a 26-23 type game, maybe a 28-23 game where, maybe we're down 23-21 late. It's the same old story, and Josh has the ball with 4 minutes left, and we just find a way, and it's 28-23, and we're moving on. I just have that vibe. So
Yeah, I think as for me, I think what the Buffalo Bills have to do to win the game, they gotta find a way to put together some long drives,
yeah,
keep Bo Nix off the field,
yeah,
and work the Denver Broncos where they asses out. They
yeah,
defense is their strong point. Guess what? We're gonna wear you out, and we're gonna keep your defense on the field for as much as possible, and we're gonna
definitely,
tire you. We're gonna tire you guys out. We're gonna get the quick pass game going. We're gonna keep you guys off balance. Sean Payton can be aggressive. We're gonna keep him pretty much guessing.
yeah,
And again, we're gonna roll out jumbo packages. We're gonna protect Josh Allen by having Alec Anderson out there. But most importantly, again, we're gonna wear you out. We're gonna
yeah,
apply pressure to where you guys are most to your strong point again. Because like I said, your offense, right? I hate talking like this because when you talk like this and shit happen, you be like, what the fuck? But your offense ain't beat nobody up this year.
No, not at all.
So guess what? I'm gonna just like Bill Belichick did many years. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna. I'm gonna put you in a position where you're forced to try to beat me left-handed.
Yeah,
I'm not going to let your defense beat me per se because I'm going to wear their asses out.
yeah,
So guess what? Your quarterback is going to be put in a position where he's forced and he's going to have to make plays and he's going to have to put up 6 points per drive. I'm going to put you in a position where you're going to have to do that. I'm not going to, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm not going to let your defense beat me. And last but not least, I'll sit up and I'll say this, like I told you before, is a game in which two people are very key. And they not Josh Allen is key, but
always.
always. But two people are very. This is like your core to again where you got to change the narrative on who the fuck you've been known as, and that
Yeah,
is Joe Brady. Like I said, you want to come in here with that everybody eats mentality. Listen, you're put in a situation now where the guys is banged up a little bit. You
yeah,
got the you can't talk that everybody eats shit mentality and not have a playbook for that or a game plan for that.
yeah,
You have to find a way to be able to get the ball to everybody, right? That's the one.
yeah,
So Joe Brady is very key here, first and
yeah,
foremost. And second, I'll end with him, Keon Coleman.
yeah,
Like we said earlier, if you want to change the narrative on who you've been this year, and if you want to pretty much explore the possibilities of, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about when I say this part, but if you want to give yourself a better chance of being a Buffalo Bill next year, you got to put together some good games, starting tomorrow.
yeah. I agree. I like I said earlier in the podcast, I have this feeling he's gonna. And I was conservative. I said 4 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. You want a little more out of him, and that's fine. I have a feeling he's gonna show up for some reason. Yeah, that's my gut. Oh,
Yeah, he owes me, Todd. He
and
owes
he owes
me.
all of us.
He
You
owes.
called you called him my boy on one of the podcasts. I'm like, he's not my boy.
You know what? I'll take that back. Because if you're still thinking about that, that means I shouldn't
Like
have
he's not
said.
my boy. Don't say that. He's not my friend.
Oh man.
Oh
but
man.
Todd, my brother, we out of here. You know, you and
Okay.
I talk. We'll talk during the game.
Yep.
Uh, and we'll touch base, man. Hopefully, like I said, Buffalo Bills pull out a win them all, and we can
No.
enjoy the rest of our week. And
Please.
that'll be phenomenal, man. That'll be
So
excellent.
good.
Please, Josh Allen, please.
Please.
Uh, Sean McDermott,
Listen, we got to
Joe
go
Brady.
to get to the Super Bowl. We just needed to go. We just need to go 3-0. We
That's
could
it.
do. We've been doing that in our sleep for years.
That's it.
And to win the Super Bowl, it's 4-0. We haven't done that in our sleep, but we can do that. Get to the Super Bowl. Just get us to the Super Bowl, and we'll worry about it when it happens. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know exactly what you mean, man. I think
Oh,
I think every Bills fan know what you mean. So please, God, please, Josh Allen, Joe Brady,
please.
everybody, Bobby Babbage, even though I don't think you're doing much, I think you just get a check. But
He's not doing much.
please, man, just please, 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 please. But Todd, we out of here, my brother. You
All
got
right.
anything before you go? Cause I know you got some responsibilities you got to get to.
Yeah, just regular life stuff. No, no, I've said what I need to say. Let's just get this victory, please, and get us to that next step, which is the championship, AFC championship, and we'll take it from there. So go Bills. I feel good. I feel confident. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but we're gonna find out by 7:45 tomorrow night.
But by this time tomorrow, we'll know something.
We're gonna know something. That's it.
Yeah.
And then
So
you and I will either be talking about off season or next week.
yeah. Let's
So
talk about. Hopefully, it's next week. Let's go with that. That's what we're
exactly,
going with. I'm
exactly.
100% confident on Buffalo Bills. I think we'll win. Um, we'll be okay, man. We'll be
I hope
okay.
so. All right.
The only thing, last thing, the media keeps trying to throw shit at us. Last week it was what they threw it at us last week. Last week they was talking about how Josh Allen's wife didn't show up to the game. This week they showing her in a Denver Broncos jersey. But
Like from
listen,
like 10 years ago.
right.
I
Listen,
mean,
we're
what are you gonna do?
focused, man. Even us fans are focused. We ain't focused on the bullshit.
No,
We
that's
focus on the
garbage to
game.
me. That's garbage
You
to me.
you got it, man. Ty, get us out of here, my brother.
Go Bills, man.
Drink your water, eat your veggies, and when it comes to our Buffalo Bills, mind your business. Let's go, Buffalo.
Man, you guys are as tough as nails. Team above everything else, huh? Have a good time. Love y'all. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.